Welcome back to the greenhouse today, everyone. This one is super interesting in my book. I love water features. I've always loved fishing and stuff growing up. So adding a 1,000-gallon pond to my greenhouse has been on my list for years now. What are you doing, baby dog? Go get some water. So me and this big dummy are going to add some fish, my son's koi and goldfish. We're going to add some more plants. We're going to add some structure, and we're going to add a DIY rail to grow some plants in, possibly strawberries or whatever I can stick in there. So it's going to be kind of interesting. I'm going to build all that. I've got all the pieces and parts laid out. Baby dog's in the way. So if you find this stuff interesting, please consider subscribing. I've even got a sweet little borescope where it's waterproof and I can stick this down underneath water. So I was super excited this new little toy. We'll try this out at the end. So let's get into this build. So first things first, I've got a whole bunch of extra drain tile because I've bought hundreds of feet of it over the years to use for random various projects and just keep recycling it. So we've got this drain tile. I cut all this up. I'm going to be placing some stones in there. Very simple, but yet decent structure for whatever fish that we end up putting in here over time. So structure is very important for fish in an aquarium setting, in a lake setting, in a small pond setting. Fish flock to structure. They are always around some type of structure. Very seldom do you catch fish or see many fish on just the bottom flat. I mean, there is cases where fish do sit like perch and catfish, but most fish like structure, not just a flat bottom with nothing around them. The structure is natural and it prevents predators from getting them as quickly, or it allows them to hide. So very quickly summing that up. So use whatever you can. Now I've got an old flower pot, a broken terracotta flower pot, using old drain tile. I'm gonna add some more structure as I get through the season here because we're gonna keep fish in here year round. So these drain tiles are going to work very well. It took me a minute to get my little camera set up, but it's pretty darn cool. I was watching how I could see down under the water. So that was the easiest part, getting structure. Now, I just got this floating mat. These roots were nothing near this a couple weeks ago when we started this. So this is a floating filter. These are just filtering whatever they possibly can, and they're working well. That is watercress, and that's a food source. We could eat that if we needed to. So the easiest things are out of the way. I drained my bucket here. Let's take a look at this, because the next step is kind of a tricky one. So I drained this up just so I could work and everything will stay alive. You can see just how many roots are actually coming off of all of these crops in here. The hosta down there just wedged between rocks. Our red vein sorrel shooting off some new white roots you can see there. So what we're doing here is using this piece of PVC, 1.5-inch PVC. I got 2 caps for it. That's the only thing I really purchased, so I spent like $3 or $4. And I shortened up the drain tube. Now this drain tube went up underneath to shoot this water out into the pond. Now I shortened up this tube quite a bit so we can have a higher tube, because we're going to flow it through this, and I will just start building this and show everybody as it goes. Hopefully it goes smoothly, because I just planned this out in my head, got the parts, and we're going to find out right now. So you may be asking yourself, why did you just drill a hole in this and put a piece of mesh in there as a screen? So the mesh is going to hold back these little clay pebbles we got here. So I'm going to fill this whole tube up with clay pebbles. That's why I love these step drill bits for projects like this. Drilling them holes are easy, and all of the burrs stay on the outside. You don't burr all of that PVC waste into the holes. There is no PVC inside. So as usual, my camera died as I turned around to level this out. So we're back with a fresh battery. Got this running about 75% of the way I wanted. I didn't use my other end cap. I'm gonna describe this whole system, but first, let's dump these fish in here and check out the underwater camera. We are going to be filling this with bluegill too, so we're going to kind of have a community tank out here. We'll see how it goes. So when I scooped up all of our fish, you can just see how crystal clear that water is. It got a little murky from all the work I've been doing and dumping the fish water in, but we had this large mat of watercress here. Watercress is super resilient and it grows all winter as long as you got non-frozen flowing water. This was from our little tank we had in the basement, the 100-gallon tank, where our fish were. Shit, there's a chipmunk. I just saw it. She's trying to get the chipmunk out. Will you stop knocking my bricks over, baby? That chipmunk, you're not fast enough to catch him. He's gone. He went bye-bye. Go get him outside. He's out there. Go get him. Go get that chipmunk. Go find it. Go find it, baby. Once she's got the scent, she just won't stop. All right, babe. Whoa, shit. There goes the chipmunk. Gosh dang it. Hey, don't knock my plants. Baby, come on. Well, now that that fiasco's over, big dummy never stops just terrorizing the wildlife out here. Anyways, she keeps all the pests out of the greenhouse, so I'm thankful for that. All right, so we've got ourselves a blackberry. I didn't fill this hole. I've got a nice chocolate mint cutting, a marigold I had, and a piece of basil. So I'm going to fill the rest of the holes. I may drill a few more holes. This water is draining exactly how I wanted it to. Lots of little bubbles, creating more dissolved air. Definitely filtering the water itself. So we've got many layers of filtration from our tank to the addition of this little rail here, and it's just leaking water all across it. Super cool to see that. It's a general overview of the pond itself. You can't see a whole lot with the glares. I need a little light over top so we can come out here at night and actually look down without having a ton of glare in here. But you can see in the shade of my hand, goldfish running around, all of our drain tiles that are stacked up, kind of pyramid style. The fish are already trafficking in and out of them, so I'm happy with this system here. This pebble keeps trying to come up out of there. Water's still managing to get around it, but you can see just how much it's bubbling and creating movement and turbulence to the water that's coming out. So very satisfied with how this system's operating. So using all these free recycled materials like this piece of PVC that I've had for years, just sitting in a corner with all the other pipes and poles I got, found a use for it. So don't throw all of those things away. All I had to do was buy a couple dollars worth of caps, and I may use the cap and run our drain pipe from our bog filter to it, but for now I just got a piece of foam in between the actual drain pipe and this pipe just to prop it up a little bit to keep it as level as possible so we have good water and oxygenation and filtration to the entire pipe here. So we've achieved a lot more filtration, and with a little bit larger holes I could probably plug strawberries into a bunch of these holes and have some strawberries, but they'll just hang over into the water because it's not very high above the water. So I'm going to stick with random stuff that I can propagate that I know does well with water. I'm going to see how this blackberry does, but all of this stuff will definitely thrive and fill this pipe up with roots, and then it'll just continue filtering the water. Right now the water is crystal clear from our bog filter, so it should just get better and better. It's just one more element to the greenhouse pond that I wanted to add, and now we're gonna just start plugging fish in here left and right. My son and I are gonna go catch some bluegill, drop them in here. We're gonna try and get some like fingerlings, 2 inches or so. So with that, if you guys found this interesting, please consider subscribing. And if you guys have any ideas for me to add upon this pond or something you want to see me try out, drop it in the comments below. Definitely let me know, because I'm willing to experiment, obviously. So with that, I'll let you guys go, and I will see you in the next video.